Boom, 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 boom goes the dynamite. What the, you know what, man? $37,729 per coin and still climbing on its way to that 40K like we've talked about. Are you stoked? Are you pumped? Do you even have Bitcoin yet? So this video today is designed to tell you a little bit about Bitcoin. So if you're an expert in Bitcoin, help me out and watch the rest of this video and see if you agree with me. And at the end, please comment down below. If you're new, this is the most simple explanation of Bitcoin, why it works, how it works, and where it's going. So check it out. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
In a wild year in the markets, the riskiest asset is one of the hottest.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is no value. It's a bubble.
Bitcoin may well be a substitute for gold.
You can see it on this chart. After a historic climb and crash 3 years ago, Bitcoin is at it again. Like last time, a surge of investor enthusiasm is driving it to all-time highs. And Bitcoin bulls say this is only the beginning.
They see Bitcoin as a revolution in financial systems. They have been pushing this for about 11 years. They are finally getting people to listen to them.
But many bears watching Bitcoin warned that the asset is too volatile for average investors and that it's a purely speculative bet that won't be able to scale. We'll explain. The way Bitcoin works is key to understanding why it's so popular. Unlike other investments, cryptocurrency isn't tied to physical assets or the US dollar.
The purpose of Bitcoin is just to allow two people anywhere to exchange value directly. What that means is that there is no one central party controlling this network. There is no government, there is no central bank that could shut this down or arbitrarily raise or lower the value.
At its core, Bitcoin is purely software. It runs on a network of interlinked but independent computers. They form a ledger of transactions between people across the world. Instead of that ledger being controlled by a single master computer or a single party, the information is copied on every computer that is part of the network. This is a cryptocurrency blockchain.
It can be reviewed by anybody, it can be seen by anybody. What that does is it prevents counterfeiting, it prevents double spending. It makes Bitcoin a secure currency.
Every time someone makes a transaction, a unique encrypted signature is added to the ledger for verification.
Once a transaction is confirmed and completed, that signature cannot be changed, it cannot be altered. Essentially, it means you can't counterfeit a Bitcoin. That's what keeps the network honest.
Many Bitcoin bulls argue that the network is unhackable, but that's not necessarily true.
The issue is that to hack it, you would have to take over the network. And to take over the network, you would need your own network of computers running 24/7. And to do that would cost billions of dollars. You can do it, but is it worth it? No.
And while anyone can download and run the program to become part of the blockchain network, no one has the ability to make universal changes. Bitcoins not yet available to the public are created through a process known as mining. Miners use powerful computers to solve complex math problems to process Bitcoin transactions. This process unlocks new digital coins. But these coins aren't limitless. Bitcoin's founding code was embedded with a condition that there would always be a finite number of coins available. This scarcity is what gives Bitcoin value. Right now, about 18.5 million of the 21 million maximum Bitcoins have already been mined.
But the way the network is set up, every 4 years, the reward per batch of transactions confirmed, per mining puzzle solved, gets cut in half. So the 21st millionth Bitcoin will not be created until basically sometime around the year 2140.
And while the number of available Bitcoins is growing, the demand for them is growing faster. This demand has a lot to do with how individual investors are trading. Bitcoin is becoming easier to buy on apps like PayPal, Square, and Robinhood, which is drawing more novice retail investors who are looking for quick returns while trading at home. So far this year, there have been more than 38 million small Bitcoin transfers, trades that are less than $1,000. This is up from about 20 million in 2017. Larger institutional investors are piling in as well.
What's really going to be interesting over the next couple of years to watch is the degree to which central banks start to digitize their own currencies.
As financial systems become more digital, it's leading to Bitcoin becoming more mainstream. But the digital currency's resurgence is also closely tied to the state of global finance.
When the coronavirus pandemic hit, when you had the central banks respond the way they did, what they did was push down interest rates, lowered the value of their currencies.
That's made Bitcoin essentially a hedge against the dollar.
The value of the dollar is going down. Bitcoin proponents say the value of Bitcoin should be going up. What we've seen in the last couple of months is that people are interested in assets that have high returns. They are willing to take risks. And one of the highest return, highest risk assets anywhere in the capital markets is Bitcoin.
This potential for big profits is driving a frenzy of momentum trading. And for many investors, these bets are paying off. The digital currency is up about 220% this year. One reason investing in Bitcoin is so risky is how small the market is. The total value of Bitcoin in circulation right now is around $420 billion.
So that was at the time of recording this video. Today, it reached $1 trillion. So this was just recorded like a couple of weeks ago, 420 billion. It has increased by $580 billion to make it $1 trillion. And today is January 6th, 2021.
Value of Apple stock, just Apple, is about $2 trillion. The value of the financial market for gold is north of $12 trillion. So Bitcoin is still very small. It doesn't take a lot of people to come in and push the value up. The smallness of the market contributes to these sort of explosive price moves that we've seen.
And because the cryptocurrency is decentralized, there is no insurance backing it.
There are no backstops to it. It could go down to zero tomorrow and there would be nothing to stop it. There are no circuit breakers. There are no closing bells in Bitcoin trading.
All right. So if that video doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what does. I mean, that is incredible what Bitcoin is, where it's going, right? So one other thing that I want to let you know that they didn't even talk about besides the market cap hitting $1 trillion today, the big thing is the fact that Bitcoin is getting more scarce, right? There's limited numbers of Bitcoin, which you saw in the video, 21 million. Now, the other thing is people have lost them. If you've heard the crazy horror stories, people had saved all this Bitcoin on their computer. They accidentally threw their computer away or something like that. And they lost $100 million worth of Bitcoin because it was in the landfill and they couldn't find it. Like this has really happened. People send it to the wrong address, things like that. Okay. So if there was 21 million originally, so some people say that there's only 14 million of these coins really total available. Out of the 21, 7 have disappeared or whatever the case may be. Now, what's interesting though, is that as it gets more scarce, the harder it becomes to get some of that, the more it's worth. That's what makes its value go up multiple as well, right? So one of the factors there. So what's really interesting too is just recently, another reason that the price is going up is a lot of these people that are buying big ultimate numbers of Bitcoin so usually when you buy it, right, you go to Coinbase, you go to Cash App or whatever the case may be, and you buy it and you hold it there at the exchange, like a bank, I guess you could say. So you buy from Coinbase, you buy $5,000 worth and it's just sitting there collecting Bitcoin, okay? Collecting, the profits and so on. Well, now people are actually removing the Bitcoin after they buy it. Instead of leaving it on the actual exchange, they're taking it home. They're putting it in what's called cold storage on their computer hard drive, like we just talked about. So be careful with that. They also have these little micro USB things that look like a micro USB. It's not showing up, but anyway, a micro USB called a Ledger. And there's also the Ledger Nano. There's a bunch of different things called cold storage. You can store it offline. And so just recently, every time in the past when Bitcoin's price goes up, the amount of Bitcoins on the exchange goes up. Well, now as the price of Bitcoin is going up, the amount of Bitcoins on the exchange are actually reducing. People are taking it and saving it now because of craziness in the world, because of craziness with money. The dollar's going down. You know, fiat currency is trash. We all know that. If you don't know that, by the way, go check out a video on the Federal Reserve, what that's all about. And that'll give you a better understanding of what Bitcoin is as well. So that's what's really exciting about Bitcoin. Now, also, if you want to get more information, you want to learn more, like in-depth, really detailed information about cryptocurrencies and foreign exchange currencies, you can join my newsletter, become a Winner Circle member, winwithryan.com. When you go there, on the other side of that, you're going to see a video that explains to you exactly what we're doing to teach people about currencies, how to make money in these markets. So go check that out. 56,000 people have already joined our team and are absolutely loving it. The community is growing. We would love to have you join as well. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more, check it out, winwithryan.com. Check out the information there. Talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I hope this one helped you out.